Healing for the Broken, where I'm your host, Candace Blanks, and you are in for a treat today. But before I get started, I would like to acknowledge what this month is. It's Black History Month, and of course, I want to salute all of those people who have fought and died for us to be free, and so we can have a voice in this world today. So I would like to do a moment of silence for all of those people who have fought and still is fighting for our freedom. Thank you. Well, today you are in for a treat. I have an awesome man of God, Mr. DEz Williams, and his longtime childhood friend, Joe Carter, who's going to definitely talk to you today about how God has delivered them from a past and how he's taking them into the future. And so, Mr. DEz, I would like to say thank you for coming on to Healing for the Broken today. Thank you for being on the show. And Mr. Carter, thank you as well. But today is not just your testimony day, but it's your birthday. So I would like to say happy birthday. We do have something for you from Healing for the Broken show, so we do have something for you on today, okay? Well, let's get started. I know when my husband and you all have y'all exercise buddies, y'all tag teaming in the gym, and that's how I met you, was through my husband. He said, "Oh, you got to bring him on this show, right?" And I said, "Okay, well, let me call him up and hear your testimony." And when I heard your testimony, it blew me away. And I said, "Lord, somebody needs to hear how God delivered you from your past and who you are today." And so the first thing I wanted to say is just who are you, and just give us some details about you, and we'll just go from there.
Who am I? I'm Desmond. God is so good. He transferred my life. Like I shouldn't be here today.
Okay.
So my birthday. It's a gift in itself. That God would save a wretch like me and change me around.
Okay.
Like, he's so merciful, he's so graceful, that God comes for the lost,
okay,
for the broken. And sometimes those are the people that are looked over, but those are the people that God is actually looking for.
Okay.
My past, I'm not proud of, but if it wasn't for my past, I wouldn't know God today like I do. I'm not telling anybody to do the things I did in my past to find God. You can do it the easy way. So God uses people like me so we can go through storms and make mistakes and get beat up and banged up, okay, and change our lives so we can be a testimony to tell you guys that you don't have to go that route. You can go another route.
So talk to me a little bit. Talk to me here. So what happened in your childhood? You telling people don't have my childhood. So what kind of childhood did you have? Talk to us more about like what happened in your childhood that led you down the wrong path.
First of all, yeah, I had great parents.
Okay.
So can't blame my parents. I grew up in a great household, family of two, hardworking, mother and father, loving. So it really, wasn't an excuse. It was a choice.
Wow.
God gave us a free will to make a decision.
Yeah.
So I chose to make bad decisions. And it started at a young age. Middle school.
Wow.
Started drinking alcohol in middle school. Then as it progressed, and my parents, they thought they was putting us in the best community, they did their best. But just, you know, as time changed, things change.
Yeah.
Things come to the community that is not healthy for the community. And I found myself being a part of my environment.
Wow. So you start picking up things.
I started picking up
around.
things that was not morally what my parents taught me.
Yeah.
I was raised in the church as a kid.
Wow.
Whether if I listened or not, my mom made me go to church, so
Yeah.
I had a little bit of foundation.
I know, right?
Whether if I paid attention or not, I had a little foundation to grasp on, and that little foundation is probably what kept me. So
how you said middle school? So you're about 13 and 14 when you started experimenting with alcohol, drugs.
12 years old. Drugs
12,
came
wow.
a little bit after middle school.
Okay.
So
is it something that you kind of wanted to like, or somebody just a friend said, "Hey, try this, man"? You know, what's going on?
When it's so accessible, you see it every day. They say birds of a feather flock together.
Okay.
Eventually, you're gonna be one of those birds.
Yeah.
So if that's what's going on in my community, my friends have it. You know, it was easy, accessible. You know, but that wasn't my life. But eventually,
It became.
you're gonna try.
Exactly. So did your parents know that
No.
you were doing these things?
No.
Oh, wow.
That's the sad part about it, because I had a baby face coming up, so I could get away with murder.
Oh, so you was tricking everybody.
I was tricking everybody. I had everybody fooled.
Wow.
So
what would you say if a parent is watching nowadays and they have middle schoolers right now, and now the way that our society is set up today, what would you say to a parent right now what would you say to them?
I say don't put nothing past anybody. I know that's your child. You love them to death.
Yeah.
And you don't want to know the worst of them. But reality is that there are things out there that they can get involved in.
Yeah.
And I know everybody say, "That's my baby don't do that."
Yeah.
Oh, my mom thought the same thing.
Wow.
Well, her baby was out there doing a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention.
You gotta pay attention.
Yes.
So to all the parents who might be watching, he said he started experimenting with alcohol at the age of 12 and drugs. So he's like, "Hey, listen, I had a baby face. I fooled my mama, fooled my daddy." But he's saying to you guys, watch your children. Get involved in what they're doing. Watch their behaviors. Watch their attitudes, their friends that they're hanging around.
Right.
Watch them, because the thing is, the way that society is set up now, our kids are being exposed to a lot of things.
Yeah, social media don't make it no better.
And social media doesn't make it better. Now,
Sure,
this
first.
is your longtime friend. How old were you guys when you just say?
Sit up, brother.
Yes.
This your brother, right?
Yeah, right.
My little brother.
Your little brother.
Yeah.
So how old were you guys when you guys met?
We can't say the age, but I can tell you this. Our mother used to ride around the seats in the back of the bike. So we're gonna tell you that age.
You can say
We can say that age.
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
So how so you're about middle school, high school,
Yeah.
maybe around that age. So when you first met,
he's a little older.
He's
than
a little
me.
older than you.
But we still was hanging out together.
and so tell us who you are.
I say
Exactly.
Well, I stayed down the street from him. Probably about 10 houses or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Same street.
Yeah, same street. But we did a lot together. But
Okay.
we didn't do everything together, like some stuff that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But
He couldn't come with me.
right, I was too young. I couldn't come with. You know, my mom was like, "Nah." She was a school teacher, so
Gotcha.
yeah, she wouldn't play them games, do your homework, whatever, man. Then you go outside, but by then he's already gone. So
Gotcha. So was it more of you influencing him, or he was kind of influencing you?
Actually, I can say this young man right here, he wasn't influenced.
Wow.
Right. He was a different type of gentleman back then.
Gotcha.
He stayed in his own lane.
Okay.
And he did his own thing. Like, peer pressure wasn't him.
Okay.
So that's more into my story. Like, this was my...
He was the sound.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that. But
He was your conscience.
This is my conscience, my designated driver.
Definitely.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
he was everything.
oh yeah,
He's a good friend.
Because it got worse and worse and worse and worse.
So tell us more about that. So right now, you're middle school. Now you're going into high school.
Oh, that's where it started.
Okay. Well, tell us more about that.
Maybe the 8th grade summer or 9th grade year. That's when I started smoking marijuana.
Wow.
So the first time I did it, I was at a bus stop by myself, and I think I smoked like 3 of them.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was embarrassed because I wanted to go try it by myself. I didn't want nobody around, so I smoked like 3 of them. And I told one of my friends, I was like, I smoked 3 of them.
You really got high.
Yeah. They said, you smoked 3. Like, you're not smoking right. Because I didn't know what I was doing. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah.
Smoking like cigarettes.
yeah, so eventually, unfortunately, I caught on. And that led to another.
You became an addict.
I became an addict. I became an alcoholic.
Wow.
Because unfortunately, in the African American communities, they have those corner stores. And those, excuse me, those Asian folks, they sell to young black minorities at a young age.
Wow.
I was buying alcohol at the age of 13, 14.
Wow.
And if we wanted to, we get cigarettes too.
Cigarettes, whatever I want.
Oh, wow.
And they say, hurry up and buy, because I can get in trouble. Hurry up and buy. But at that time, it was cool with me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we got the nerves to call them mama. You know how you go into the store, hey, mama.
Yeah.
See, at the time when we was lost, we didn't know that they was doing more damage than than helping us. They wasn't helping us, they was hurting us.
They was hurting. Wow.
So things just start to, when you start one habit, it creates other bad habits.
That's true.
Those same birds you flock with, you start picking up other bad habits. So I started getting into not only using drugs, I started selling drugs.
Wow. So you went from saying, okay, I'm using it wrong way, the right way.
Right.
And then now you say, well, hold on, there's another type of revenue I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can, instead of using it, I can sell it.
Yes, correct. And this is so crazy how it started.
Okay.
This might help a parent because you have to listen to your kids. I mean, it's no fault to my mom because my mom tried to do the best she can to raise her kids.
Of course.
And she didn't think we needed the name brand shoes and all that. And, you know, you see all the friends with the Jordans and all that. My mom used to take me to Wieners and get the shoes that look like Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
And I started getting fed up with that. So this is how it started. I told my mom that I would never ask her again to buy me a pair of Air Jordans because she told me no. I said I never asked her for anything again.
So what was your mindset then when you said that?
When I said that,
yes,
by any means necessary, I was going to make money on my own.
Wow. Wow. So in your mind, it's like, okay, I'm not going to ask my mom.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make it regardless.
So,
I'm going to do what I have to do.
Yeah, and that's when the streets became my friend.
Wow. Talk to us more about that. How did the streets become your friend?
The environment was negative. It was terrible. I mean, I'm sorry. I know I got friends watching, but it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, it's reality.
They be all right.
Oh yeah.
And also the media is terrible how they do kids, especially young African Americans. I was on City Under Siege at the age of, I say, 12 years old.
Yeah.
You want to explain to the young people what City of Siege is?
City Under Siege was like, it's like cops, bad boys. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
It was cops. It was cops before cops came out. It was City Under Siege.
So basically, you were on TV.
They go around all the bad communities.
Wow.
And they try to get an interview because something had happened in my neighborhood, and I lived on the corner house. So they came to me and they was like, "Hey, I'm young.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to be on TV?" I'm young. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll be famous. Yeah." I said, "Can I say something to my mom or something?" She's like, "Sure, come on over here."
Yeah.
So I did an interview on City Under Siege because at that time we had the youngest drug dealer in the state of Texas at the age of 10 years old to be caught with the amount of drugs that he got caught with.
Wow.
So they interviewed me, and me being young, they took advantage of me.
Yeah.
She said, do you know they sell crack in your neighborhood? I'm young. I'm like, ma'am, do they sell crack? I'm like, ma'am, it's crack there, crack over here, crack over there, crack over there. Matter of fact, I think she's looking for crack. Like, seriously.
Wow.
But thank God the drug dealers didn't watch TV at that time. But like I say, things got worse and worse.
Okay.
The money started coming fast, and I just started living a double life. And that innocent face, I took it to my advantage.
Wow.
No one would expect me to be doing it, and that's why I took it to my advantage.
Gotcha.
You
know what?
Huh?
We're gonna come back after these breaks, and we're gonna definitely talk more about your experience and leading up into your grown-up age. Okay? We'll be right back after these messages.
Amen.
Y'all disregard it. Y'all know how it is with you.
Back to Healing for the Broken, where again I'm your host Candace Blanks, and if you're just now tuning in, you have missed a treat, but that's okay. There's more to come. We have our guest today, Mr. DEz Williams, and his longtime friend, Mr. Joe Carter, who's telling us about his experience growing up as a young child. To all the parents who might be tuning in, Dez's story about how he felt when he was younger and the mindset that he had was to hey, make money so I can buy shoes, or make money so that I can get the things that I want. But we got to realize as parents that we got to, like he said, truly listen to our kids and what they're saying. Not saying giving your kids everything that they're asking for or they'll go to the streets, but just allowing your kids and training up your kids. God's word says to train up your kids in the way that he or she should go, right? So that when they get older, they should not depart from it. But at the same time, we have to teach our kids how to earn things. Nowadays, in this society, kids want things given to them. And they want something for nothing. But you know what? We have to teach our kids how to earn things. Everything in life is not given to you. But at the same time, we have to listen to our kids. Right, Mr. DEz?
Amen.
And we have to show them that it's not about me giving it to you, but it's about you earning it, but the right way. Not going to the streets and selling drugs. But in your mind, you're like, hey, I'm going to get it by any means necessary, right?
Everybody else was. I mean, I started seeing people with fancy cars, and car costs more than the house. I'm like, those started to become my role models. I started getting negative role models. Yeah. And I wanted to have it. The money started coming fast, and I mean, I can fool my teachers. I can go to school. They think I'm just an adorable kid. You know,
Wow.
Everybody was fooled. So.
So talk to us more. That was your high school, and in the midst, Mr. Carter, where were you? Like, where were you telling him as he was selling these things and going about the streets? Talk to us more about that.
He really had a double life.
Wow.
Okay, I knew probably 60% of it.
Yeah.
Because like we'll go places, probably go to the club, something like that, growing up, going to the Southwest and whatever. But he'll drop us off and he'll go do something else that we really didn't even know about.
Wow.
So
even your friends didn't even know you were living this
That's why I'm so quiet, because I'm sitting there like,
wow.
I was
20 years later.
I was very articulate at an early age.
Gotcha.
There's some people that's watching the show probably like, what is he talking about? I didn't know he did this.
Wow.
People right now that are my friends are probably like, really?
Like, really?
It's a lot of things I did. Some things I can't talk about. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But, yeah, like he said.
Wow.
I'm sorry, little brother. Yeah, I had to drop him off, and then I had another life I had to go live.
Yeah, because when he first told me, I'm like, okay, cool. As soon as I came in here, he witnessed this. But I was like, he said, so you ready to? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I said, man, 9 times out of 10, I know everything about you. He like, nah, you don't. I'm like, what? Okay, so
You like, no, you don't know everything about me.
I'm in this interview.
Wow. But you know what? One of the things that when I talked to you before the show, and you said that this telling your testimony is what God wants you to do, because you want to change those individual lives.
Yes, I'm trying to paint a picture to get to that point. So I'm trying to just give the audience a little, I'm trying to take them on a ride.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show them where I went. I'm trying to get them there. We ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think by the grace of God, even during my dirty days, my worldly days, I was covered by grace. My grandmother prayers, my mom prayers.
Wow.
While I was wilding on the streets, I was covered by grace at the same time.
I'm going to stop you right there. Now, to all those parents and grandparents out there that think that prayer doesn't change things, no. Prayer changes things, because as he said his grandmother prayers, his mama prayers. So that means that people kept praying over him even when he was still out there doing the things that could have caused him his life. But because he was still getting prayed over at home. So please, if you're watching out there and you saying my daughter, my son, my grandkids are out there and I don't even know if they gonna see or come to the realization of who Christ is. Keep praying for them. Don't stop praying, because as you can see, he's not the same person he was in this that he was back then. And his friend's testimony said he had a double life. Right. So in saying that, prayer does change things. So talk to us more about okay, you done made it through high school.
Yeah, I don't think my grandmother actually knew what she was praying for.
Okay.
She probably would just cover me in prayer. Like,
yes. But I'm pretty sure she had discernment and knew you was something happened.
Maybe not. And my mom didn't even know. But I'm saying those prayers
it's what kept
cover me, like keep my kid. And my little small relationship with God, going to church.
Wow.
Even when I was doing wrong, I still prayed.
Oh, wow.
I remember doing something with a friend, something I wasn't supposed to do. Me and my friend, he one of those wilding out guys. And I stopped and I prayed. He said, man, what is you doing? You about to do this and you praying? I said, God know what I'm gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
It's better have him on my side than not have him. So I always had a little God in me, even when I was
Doing wrong.
of the world.
Yeah.
But the craziness that these things is what saved my life. I hate that I have to bump my head so many times.
Yeah.
Because that fast life, you win, you lose, win, lose, win, lose. It's a boomerang. It's like a never-ending road.
Yeah.
And then once you get trapped in it, it's hard to get out of it.
Yes.
So, I mean, I advanced in what I was doing. I started articulating what I was doing. I was one of the younger guys in my neighborhood that had an automobile. So I wasn't just local.
You were everywhere.
Like he said, he didn't know. A lot of people don't know
you
about me.
dropped him off,
yeah.
and then you went to go do your own thing.
I started expanding.
Yeah.
I started going to other communities like
Wow.
South Park.
So you really were in that life. You really was in that life.
Yes.
And so what changed? What changed you out of that life? Like what was the breaking point for you? Let's talk about that.
Even in the midst of my mess ups,
Okay.
God was dealing with me. First of all, I'm totally against drugs and alcohol. So this show is not to glorify drugs and alcohol, because I'm totally against it. Because being intoxicated, being drunk, it's just an easy way for the enemy to get to you.
Oh yeah.
You're very vulnerable. I remember being drunk, intoxicated, driving on 610. And I heard a voice say, when you make that turn, just drive off.
Wow.
So being drunk and intoxicated, it's an easy way for the enemy to get to you. Wow. And I am totally against it. And it's an antidepressant. And I mean, you feeling fulfilled at the moment, and then you feel sick the next morning. Like, what kind of life is that? I was drunk and then throwing up the next day. Like, but I had to do it again. It was like a lifestyle that I was stuck in. But while I was selling drugs, God started talking to me.
Okay.
God started showing me things like, I am part of messing up my environment. He started opening my eyes while I was selling drugs.
Wow.
You said I can be real, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm in a house. I'm going to put it in this terminology. It's not a church terminology. They call it a trap house.
Okay.
Where people...
No, we need to educate some people now. Listen, y'all listen to these words, because we need to educate you on
trap house.
If your child comes talking about, I'm going to the trap house down the street to get some candy, then you need to sit here and follow him or not let
I'm
them
in
go.
a trap house where nothing but negative things happen. You make money there, but you make money off of our people.
Gotcha.
And I was in one of those houses, and I seen those people, which is African American people. They was in the, this is what threw my head back. They was in the vacuum in the house. All of them, like vacuum in the house, like a circus.
Yeah.
But it wasn't no power in the house. How you vacuuming with no power?
Wow.
So I'm sitting in the midst of this. I'm like, Lord, what did I get myself into? So he started showing me that I am a part of destroying people's lives.
Wow.
And not only that, God kept talking to me in the midst of my wildness. And I became one of the dumbest drug dealers in the world.
So why you say that? Why you say that?
I became one of the dumbest drug dealers you ever meet.
So what made you so dumb about selling drugs?
I would go to a customer. Mm-hmm. Before I sell it to him, I would ask him, do you really want this? Like, why are you destroying your life? Wow. And they like,
wait a minute.
They like, what's going?
So let me get a clear understanding of what you were doing. So you said that God was dealing with you, and so He's starting to change you now. And so at this moment, you're still selling drugs, but you're asking your customers, why do you want this?
Yeah.
Why do you need this?
Yes.
So you trying to change their lives as while God is changing yours.
God, he just started showing me what I was doing was wrong.
Wow.
So I was being convicted.
Wow.
So I was still acting it out, but my heart started to disappear. My heart started changing.
Wow.
So
Glory God.
I'm asking the customers why. I'm really sitting down asking them why, and they looking at me like, "Why are you asking me why? Why are you asking me why?"
Is something wrong with this?
So I'm like, "Why? Why are you messing up your life? Why you wanna do this for me for that? Because they'll do anything for that. It's sad.
Gotcha.
It's not nothing to glorify.
Gotcha.
And if somebody watching, I'm not embarrassed of my past,
Yeah.
because
That's not who you are now.
as a leader, sometimes you have to humiliate yourself to bring others up.
Wow.
Like Jesus, he always belittled himself to bring others up. So there's some people that may be looking and be like, that was terrible. But sin is sin. I chose to do that. No telling what someone else may chose. They might do white collar crime where you stealing from your job or something like that. It's no difference.
Oh yeah, small, big or small,
so
sin is sin.
People shouldn't look at other people's sins more at a more magnitude at a greater extent than other sins. They are all equal.
Yeah.
We are all sinners. So if you're watching this show, please don't look at me like I'm like I'm terrible.
No judgment here, because the thing is,
I'm just talking. I'm just trying to be in reality.
Because we all have a testimony, and some people want to not share their testimony, like the bad side of it. And then some people say, hey, listen, like yourself, myself, open book about it. This is what has caused us to change and become who we are.
Amen.
And so in saying that, you went from, just for the sake of time, we're just trying to get through the story of your childhood, your high school. Now you're saying, hey, listen, God is dealing with my heart.
Yeah.
I'm asking these people, why do they want this drugs? And you saying, listen, what was the point, the breaking point for you, and to say, God, for you I live and for you I die?
Well, I was still being inebriated. I was still getting intoxicated. I was still getting high. I was still getting drunk as a skunk.
Okay.
And because it became a habit. Once you form a habit, it's hard to break a habit.
Yeah.
I can't just snap my finger and say, stop. So while I was doing what I was doing, I know what I was doing was wrong. So I started praying to God, like, God, I can't stop this. I know this not me. I know this not what you want from me. Can you deliver me from this?
Okay.
But, it just continue. And because sometimes our prayers don't get answered how we want them to get answered.
Oh, say that.
It's not going to be sweet and clean like we would think they would be.
Yeah.
So I wasn't delivered right away. I kept doing my thing. I kept bumping my head and kept doing stupid things.
I think we all.
Drunk. Like when I pulled up to my house, I wake up in the morning and my car parked in the middle of the street.
Oh, wow.
I thought I parked on the side, but my car is parked in the middle of the street.
Gotcha.
I was just drunk. I remember falling asleep, talking to somebody on the apartment stairway in apartments in Higham Clark, Chateau Village. I knew you was going to laugh. In Chateau Village. And I was talking to this person, and that person must have went in the house. And next thing you know, I fell asleep and woke up in the morning, and that person's mom came down for work and said, oh my God, you still here?
Oh, wow.
That's how drunk I was.
To where you don't even know what
But
was
I seen her later in the store, and she said, oh, you're the guy that was drunk on my porch. I said, yes, ma'am, I was. But
wow.
I've been delivered and changed since then, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
So what happened was I ended up going to CLC. There's levels to everything. Mm-hmm. They was on another level over there. So I started trying different things. So I ended up trying something that ended up sending me to the hospital.
Wow.
To the bedside ICU.
So you saying you tried a new drug that ended up taking you to the hospital?
Bedside ICU. I was pleading for my life. I was about to die. I was about to be out here in 1996.
Wow.
I was about to leave. God showed me my whole life before me. He showed me my whole life flash before me. The good things, the bad things. He showed me everything.
So at this point, were you dying?
Yes.
When he flashed your...
My breath was leaving my body. I was gasping for air. It's like it was my last breath.
Wow.
My breath was leaving my body. My soul was above my body. That's why, this right here is just
a shell.
It's just a shell.
Yeah.
Your soul is everything. My soul was over my body. I was having an outer body experience.
Oh, wow.
And those people were saying, I remember them saying, he's flatlining, he's flatlining, he's flatlining. So that's why I think before people die, they always have a chance to talk to God.
Oh, wow.
Because God showed me that it's like a film strip of my life.
Mm.
And I kind of like I said, God, if it's your will, take me. Because I know I brung it up on myself. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a coward. I said, if it's your will, take me, God. But if it's not your will, I'm going to serve you for the rest of my life.
Wow. I'm
going to tell people this story. I'm going to tell people drugs not good. I'm going to stop selling drugs. I'm going to stop doing drugs. I'm going to stop the womanizing I was doing.
Wow.
And I'm going to put it to a complete stop. If you save my life. And he spared my life. And I came back. And it was totally different. My whole view on life was different. I seen my spiritual eye was so sharp. It was crazy because I was seeing through a different bird's eye view now. Mm-hmm. Like in the Bible, it talks about the blind man that got touched by Jesus. Mm-hmm. He got touched once, right?
Yes.
But they say he wasn't healed completely. When he got touched, he was seeing trees. But what he was seeing wasn't wrong. He was seeing trees because those people wasn't rooted. Mm-hmm. So Jesus had to touch him again so he can see clearly. So he can interpret what he was seeing.
Yeah.
So after a near-death experience, when I came back, I was seeing people different. So God had to mold me to change that view.
So did you immediately become clean from the alcohols and the drugs?
I had to. Mm-hmm. As soon as I left the hospital, it's gone.
Cold turkey.
I had to, because not only was I dealing with that I'm stopping alcohol, I had two problems that I'm dealing with at the same time. I'm dealing with that I just faced a near-death experience, and I couldn't believe that I was still alive because I had already factored in my head that I was leaving this earth.
Gotcha.
So it was hard for me to register that I was still here.
Well, there might be somebody watching that says, "Hey, listen, I'm right there where he is. I am doing drugs. I am doing alcohol. I don't want that near-death experience, but how do I get out of those things?" What would you say to a person who might be watching and say, "I just want to be free. I just want to be set free"? What advice would you give them?
What I would tell them is, you can do it. Like, there's hope. Like, they got AA classes, they got support groups, they got church, you got friends you can connect with. Stay around positive people. But to top all that off, you got Jesus. You got God. A doctor can't do what Jesus can do.
Amen.
If you want to give it up, you can give it up. If you surrender your life to God and say, God, I want to get rid of this. God, I want to be delivered. God, take this taste out of my mouth. God, heal me right now, God.
Hallelujah. Glory.
If you take it to God and you believe in your heart, you have faith that it's going to be done. It will be done in Jesus' name. You don't need a doctor. You don't need AAA. All you need is God. He can heal anything.
Amen. So, Mr. Joe,
Yes.
so listening to your childhood friend and you found out some new stuff and you knew some old stuff,
Right.
what would you say? What would you say in regards to how you felt as growing up with being his friend and who he have became now from the person you knew then? What would you say about him?
He was always a good friend. All right, we're gonna start with that. We did a lot together, but when he was going through
He remembered.
the rough part of his life,
The
near-death experience, he was stuck in the house.
I-
Only a couple of us would come over.
Yeah.
Well, he allowed to come over.
Really?
I didn't trust anybody no more.
It kind of got scary because going to my house, we had to pass up his house, and sometimes you see him looking out the blinds, like
Wow.
he was just scared to come outside, so I had to come over.
So basically, from the near-death experience, he just became sheltered in the house. He didn't want to be around anyone
Right.
at that.
Especially anybody that's doing bad stuff.
Wow.
It was like, wow, like, man, come on outside, at least come to your driveway. He didn't want to.
I stood in that house and I was trying to find myself.
Wow.
God was dealing with me. I was breaking the chain of alcoholism,
Yeah.
drugs. So I was going through withdrawals at the same time.
Oh wow.
Withdrawals, I think it was post-trauma as well, because I faced a near-death experience. Trying to get the grasp of all that, I did not come out the house for a long time because I didn't want to go face the world at that moment. I didn't want to go face the world. So I stayed in the house for 3 to 6 months. Some of my old bad news friends knocked on the door with the same old stuff. I was like, look, I just got to the hospital. They're like, man, would you just smoke? They start to look like devils to me. I'm like,
Wow.
get away. So it was only, my trust was gone. My trust was gone. It was people like him that he didn't have anything attached to him. He didn't do drugs, he didn't do anything. So I trusted him to come over and just sit with me. He just sat with me because,
Wow.
and all he did was just sit with me, and that kind of made my day go by because my day was going by slow, and all I did was I was getting in the Word, I was getting to know God more and more.
He's not gonna attack you if he already
Got you, yeah. So
Wow.
on to the next one. So he sees somebody like me that got potential. I'm in the world.
Wow.
So if somebody like me gets saved, how many other people dealing with a situation like me that I can actually touch?
Wow.
Nobody wants a person like me. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. The enemy don't want a person like me to prosper.
Wow.
So whenever you see somebody like me,
Or to get saved, because
Yeah.
knowing that you're gonna deliver yourself, but you're gonna deliver
other
others.
people, and
Man.
that's what.
So at that moment when you're with your friend, you're sitting with him, he's allowing you just about the only one to come over to sit. What was your thoughts at the time?
I was lost. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was lost because he never opened up that much about what's really going on. I just knew it was pretty bad, and he had the hospital band on because we didn't know that he. Well, I remember the ambulance coming to his house, but I didn't know that it was as severe as he said it is now. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of stuff that we don't know about.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So at that moment, as you're listening to your friend talk about God and getting into the Word, and you knew him as like, okay, he was smoking weed, he was drinking.
Right.
What was your thoughts when he started talking about, hey, listen, I'm getting into my Word.
Well, you know what? I was okay with it. For the simple fact is, I wasn't into all that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I was always about hustling and everything. Not that I'm saying I'm doing like bad hustling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
See, since I was in school, elementary, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
Used to sell world class chocolate. You remember that? Everybody was selling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I sold the most in the school, and I seen people getting first prize and stuff, and I liked it. I'm like, whoa. So around that age, 16, 17 years old, I was in high school. I was the candy man. I had a big hockey bag full of Snickers, Rice Krispie treats, and everything.
So you knew the hustle the right way.
Right.
That's your hustle. Gotcha.
So when he started talking about that, I'm like, I'm cool with it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Get focused and let's drive. Let's ride around.
You looking like, hey, I can roll with you now.
You did let me see the car at the time.
Hey, that's good. Hey, I was just about to say that. Hey, out of all that nice stuff he talking about, look. God showed me, this is what God showed me when I was on that ICU table. Okay. God showed me all that stuff I tried to get, all that money I tried to make, because he know I was a show-off back then.
Yeah.
I was a show-off.
Wow.
I am very humble compared to back then.
Yeah.
I was a show-off. Like, I couldn't walk outside if I didn't have a gold chain with my name on it, DEz.
Oh, wow.
Polos. I had to.
So all those things that you did, that your mama didn't give you.
Oh, I had.
Hey, listen, I
had it. Yeah, I had multiple cars at an early age.
Yeah.
At an early age.
So what would you say to a young kid who might be watching right now and their mindset was the same as yours? I want to be the show off. I want these cars. Oh, my parents not giving me what I want, so I'm going to go out there and make that quick money. I'm going to definitely get it. What would you say to a child that might be watching and say, hey, listen, I'm smoking weed and I'm not, hey, that's your story. That's not mine.
I love to say that.
What would you like to say to them?
It's a dead end road.
Yeah.
You're gonna eventually hit the concrete.
Wow.
Like nobody I don't know drug dealers that just make it. You always hear bad things about them. They go to prison, they get killed, they get robbed.
Yeah.
It was by the grace of God that what happened to me. So I got delivered from multiple things.
Yeah.
So what I would tell that kid is, don't do them drugs and have to get delivered like me. By the grace of God, I got saved. I got restored. I got redeemed.
Amen.
God brought me back. He might not bring you back.
Wow, that's true.
And you don't know what these people are putting in this stuff these days.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're lacing this stuff with. So I would say take another route. The honest route is always going to pay off.
Amen.
It's always going to pay off. It's going to last longer. When you do that fast life, you got to watch your back. You make money, then you lose money. That's just how it go.
Yeah.
Every time I made money, I ended up losing.
Yeah.
I made my car out of an accident. You know, I'm known for accidents. I done wrecked about 10 cars.
I can give you one story. You probably want to talk about this story.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
This was when he was, I don't know what he was going on, but we driving down the Beltway, the feeder.
Oh.
And he just hitting the weed. Hitting it. Till it got down to about this much. Instead of putting it out, he's still trying to hit it. And when he hit it one last time, the burn hit his fingers.
Oh.
He dropped it. He had shorts on. Fell in the shorts. And guess what he did? He hit the brakes on the Beltway of the feeder. The car's blowing the horn, swinging around. I'm like, yo, what you doing?
Wow.
I'm glad that He changed.
That God grace was around you, because that could have been a real bad accident with the both of you guys in there. And so what would you say to, I know we're about to wrap it up, but what would you say to the young people that might be watching, that maybe they have a friend like you, or maybe vice versa, they, you want to be, I guess you want to give them the advice needed as a friend.
I'll tell them, listen to their friend to tell you, all right now, I don't think you should do that. Please listen to their friend. Because that friend there is like an angel from God that's really telling you, like, amen, that you're going to get locked up, or you might get killed, or your parents might punish you, or anything like that. Amen. And as far as you want to do some hustling and stuff like that, there's so many ways in the world to make money besides dealing with drugs, alcohol, and anything like that. It's just wide open. Amen. It's very wide open. Amen.
And so as of today, you're no longer hustling. You're hustling for the Lord.
Right.
And so, and you're doing everything the right way, because we're about to wrap it up. But tell us more about who you are today. I know some of your entrepreneur. Yeah. Okay, so tell us more about who you are today and how God delivered you.
God delivered me against all odds. You know, I graduated from CLC High School, aka, I know you're not from here.
Yes.
CLC, aka Criminals Last Chance.
Okay.
I was right down the street from him. I was kind of mad at that. This dude stay on my block, but I don't know how he ended up going to Jack Yates High School.
Represent #1 high school, baby.
High school. I'm just trying to have some humor to let people know Christians they have humor too.
Yes, no, you're good.
Now I became a businessman. I own my own real estate company.
Amen.
And I did what I told God I was going to do.
Amen.
I go into the streets and I minister to prostitutes. Amen. I minister to people who I see going the same direction that I used to go to. I always tell people that, you know, alcohol is not good. You know, not judging them. Yeah. But I'm telling them from my point of view. Yeah, and sometimes your approach is everything, because when you're doing drugs and alcohol, you're in denial. Yeah. So you have to watch how you approach people, because they'll think you're judging them. It's not that I'm judging you; it's that I love you, and I don't want you. I don't want you to go through what I've been through. It was by grace I was saved. It was by grace he's still here, because he didn't know many times he was riding with me. My eyes was half closed, and I don't know. Wow. I don't know how I got home.
I don't
know how I got home.
Drive a lot of time because he started hitting curbs and everything.
I don't know.
I switched roles. He's like, I need my life. Right?
Most people that drink, they say, I'm good, I'm fine.
Oh yeah.
Half the time, you're not good. Yeah. It was by the grace of God I used to make it home at night, because I was wasted, and I've been sober for 20-something years. Haven't touched anything. I can be around marijuana. I'm not tempted by it. You can't tempt me by it. You know, I go to parties, they drinking up a storm. You can't tempt me with it. Amen. Why do people always try to tempt the person that don't do it? Do you get that? When I go to parties, they getting drunk. They see me by myself just sitting in the corner drinking my water like I always do. Yeah. One guy came to me, hey, hit that. I said, nah, I don't drink that. So he came around with another bottle. Hit that one.
Temptation.
I said, look, man, I don't know who you deal with, man.
That's a double check one more time.
Exactly. That's that temptation. It comes back the same form that you got delivered from. And, you know.
And I kind of look at that person different now. Like, you trying to make me cross back over? What are you trying to do? Yeah. But so just the peers, you just gotta watch who you flock with, watch who you hang with. Amen. You can do a lot of positive things in your life. God wants you to be the best you can be. We can be whatever we want to be if we set our mind to it. Yeah. Stay away from negative people. Stay away from negative environments, and just be who you are. Don't try to fit in. One thing I can say about myself, I never tried to fit in with nobody. I was always weird. I was always called an outcast. I was always different. I was always staying in my own lane. That's why, like he said, he never knew nothing about me, because that's how secretive I was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say thank you guys for coming on today's show. I was truly blessed, and I pray and hope that the viewers who are watching were truly blessed about Mr. DEz's testimony and Mr. Joe Carter, his experience with his friend, and how God he showed his friend that God is real through him, because he knew how his friend lived, and the person he sees today is not the same person. So to all of those people who are watching Healing for the Broken, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you here, and please stay tuned with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those different social medias. We are definitely on NDTV network. And to all of those, I do want to tell you guys, God loves you. No matter where you are in life right now, God can definitely bring you out of it. Amen. Say you might be the person that says, hey, I am on drugs, or I am doing alcohol, or maybe I am in that lifestyle of gang banging, or whatever the case may be. Just know that God can deliver you, just how he delivered Mr. DEz, delivered myself. Everybody has a story, and trust me, I know that God can deliver you out of that. Just trust God and lean not on your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Thank you for watching. God bless you.